Welcome to the Absolute Mom Sense Podcast. Welcome back to the Absolute Mom Sense Podcast. If you are new here, hi, my name is Olivia.
I'm Tia.
And we are just two moms who hang out and just chat about life, about things that are going on in the world, parenting, everything, anything really that you can think of. We talk about it.
Everything.
We just hang out. Sometimes we have guests and that's fun too. But today, it's just me and Tia. We're just hanging out and we're going to talk about life back when we first had either. Okay, so here, a couple things. Then versus now is basically what we're going to be talking about. So back when we first got married versus how life is now, as we're definitely not newlyweds.
No.
Anymore, right?
We're not going to talk about that. How many years in?
We won't even admit how many years we've been married.
No.
Admit our age? Oh, never.
No.
And then kids then versus now, and in specific scenarios. I think it's going to be fun.
I'm excited.
I think it's going to be entertaining. So.
Don't be too hard on me.
Okay. You got married. Mm-hmm. And I won't say how many years ago.
It's a lot.
A lot of years ago. You got married a lot of years ago. How do you think that it's been? How was it at the beginning? So romantic.
I think in the very beginning, yeah, I think this is normal for everybody though. Like you go through like your little honeymoon phase, right? And then you're like the adjustment period that lasts for a lot of years.
Right?
Yeah. Just trying to get used to the other person and really getting to know the other person. And then you realize you don't even know the other person.
I know.
And then you're like, you're still getting to know them throughout and probably a lot of that is like everybody is growing and changing too. Mm-hmm. And then you kind of grow together.
Yeah.
And then you're the same person.
Yeah. I think it's definitely like that. Yeah. But then like everything is new.
Yeah.
So then you're just like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah, it's all fun.
It feels like, and I felt like this when I first had my first baby too, but you feel like you're playing house.
Yeah.
Right?
It's all cute. Like all the stuff you dreamed of. Yeah.
Right. You get to move into a home. Yeah. You get to be the one to decorate it. You get to be the one to take it. And mom's not telling me to clean my house anymore.
Yeah.
I am deciding to clean my house. You know what I mean? Like you just all of a sudden feel like a big kid.
Yeah.
So I feel like in that sense, then it's like you have this expectation of marriage from movies.
Yeah.
From other people's, what you like look into their relationships that you think you see.
Yeah. And
then so you feel like this sort of pressure almost to have a perfect marriage where everything is sunshine, rainbows and butterflies and everything. And everybody tells you that's not what marriage is. Like, be careful, be ready for it. But you're like, no.
Mine's going to be different.
Mine's going to be the one that just breaks that chain and just like, okay, we're going to figure this out. So you have this sort of expectation of everything being perfect. And then like when it's not...
Your poor little heart.
I know. And like, you're like...
Your young heart.
What? What is happening? Yeah. I remember when I first got married, it was like the littlest things that would just like set me off even. And I remember being angry with him and I'm like, why? You know what I mean?
Well, now you can look back and be like, why? I remember the first time he didn't hold my hand in the car. And I was like, it's over.
It's over.
Like, it's over. Like, my heart was just shattered.
Oh, my goodness.
I really do remember some of those little titty things. And looking back, I'm like, oh, my word. You poor
know
thing.
What happened? One time, I remember I was cleaning my house, my little apartment. And I was taking such good care of it. And I had music playing. And that was the thing for me. I just turn on music and we just clean the house. And that's just what I do. He makes a comment. He's like, you listen to music while you clean? Uh-oh. Is it the...
It's the what?
So Hudson does this thing where he'll watch these little Halloween movies. And then there's one specifically that he panics.
Really?
And he cries. He's so afraid of it.
For him?
Yeah. I didn't know that one was in it. Sorry. Anyway, so I'm listening to music. I'm really getting into it and I'm having fun.
Right.
And then he comes up and he's like, you listen to music while you clean?
Excuse you?
And I was like, well, yeah, of course. Like, who doesn't? He goes, I never listen to music when I clean. And I just took it and I was so mad.
Our poor husbands.
So I turned the music up louder.
Yeah.
And then just cleaned harder and slammed the cupboards and like everything. But like, why? I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. These are funny because it's then in the moments, obviously. I was like, what is going on? Apparently, like, he's not a fan of music. I don't know.
Why did you even marry him then?
Why did I?
It's
hilarious because I'm like, dude, he plays piano.
Yeah.
He's like, he is into
So you
music.
thought you were like going into like, he was going to be all into it with you.
He is. He just, I don't know.
He didn't know it.
Whatever. There were so many of those things where it was just like, why did I get mad? Because he said he didn't listen to music while he cleaned. I don't know. Why would you say that? I don't know. Anyway, so fun. So I remember there was just that learning curve.
There's
right?
like, I feel like there's still learning curves. Like
For
even
sure.
now, but I feel like
For sure.
now
I
I
think there
can
always
like
is.
catch myself even in the moments and be like really get down to it and be like, what is actually upsetting me? Like you can like dig deeper now instead of all the surface
like
stuff.
even be more self-aware of your own.
Yeah, and being like, maybe it's not him. maybe I do play a part in some of these issues. I don't know.
I think it's always him, but it's just
for sure. You're right.
No, just kidding. No, but it's like nowadays we don't fight.
Yeah.
We don't argue. We don't, and I don't know that we ever did so much, but it was just those little things that it was just like trying to poke at something and be like, you know. But now it's like, I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
You know that? Like, ain't nobody got time for this.
Yeah.
We're not messing around. Like, this is just pathetic.
You kind of get bored of it. I thought okay, y'all. I have been going through some fertility stuff, right? So apparently all my hormones, I'm going to give you like the front story. All my hormones had completely shut off. So I was like very neutral, calm. And I would go talk to my friends and I'd be like, you guys, I figured it out. Like, you just have to like, just not care anymore. And I'm like, no, like it solves everything. Like he can come home late for work. I'm like, hey honey, like still just happy. Everything's great. And I'm like, what's wrong with you guys? Like, just stop caring about all the little details that don't even matter. Just like stop. I didn't have it figured out. My hormones are turning back on. And now I have to go back to my friends and I'm like, I was judgy and I was like trying to like teach them things that like I thought I had it all figured out. And my hormones are starting to turn back on and I cry now again. Like I hadn't cried for a long time and I was like, no, I'm just better. I'm like a better person.
Because
I had grown up
now.
Yeah.
Oh, because they turned off. So now you're just like, oh, I've grown up finally.
Yeah. And I was like, I just figured it out.
And that's all you have to do.
Shut them back off. I don't want these. I don't want them.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Yeah. And now literally my friends were like, ew, she's so annoying. Like, why? Like, she thinks she knows everything. Like, what's wrong with her? No, I was wrong.
And now you're back.
I'm back.
And now you're back.
It sucks. I'm like, why do I have to care when he's 3 hours late from work? Like, it was so nice not caring.
It was so nice just being like, oh, hey, what's up? Come on in.
Yeah. Oh, you're back. Like, oh, just great. No, I'm like in tears. Like, you don't love me. You don't want to hang out.
He's probably like, oh,
yeah.
I thought we had it figured out too.
Yep.
Oh, I guess not.
So it's like,
okay. So here's the question then: were you balanced then, and now you're unbalanced? No.
I thought, I mean, it was an amazing break. My stress levels, everything was just like literally to not care. And it's not that you are like cold, but it's literally just like nothing ever bugs you anymore. Wow. So there's like no stress. It was amazing. Now, like I will go back to that anytime.
Now, wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
Like, to just be like, whatever. And it's not just
amazing.
in the marriage, but like even
everything.
Yeah.
There was nothing that could touch me.
Wow.
Yeah, I was just like, just steady.
Wow.
But I'm like, I think girls, because while you're trying to go through the fertility stuff, then you have to like get balanced, right? So I know now that girls are supposed to be psychos. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Do you know what's funny? I don't remember where I had seen it, but I had watched this video of a girl and she was describing how it feels like with her cycle, right? Mm-hmm. So she was saying how she's like, last week I got up every day. I went to the gym. I was on top of everything. I felt like I had all the energy in the world and everything. And she goes, and this week I don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
I just want to sit there. And she's explaining where she's at in her cycle and how it relates to how she's performing in her workouts, in her relationships, in her friendships and everything, and how it's literally going like, she's so good. And then now she's down here and then, like literally going like that. And then she goes, you know what I realized? When you're a guy, or if you're a guy, you get to just wake up every day feeling the same way. And I was like, you know what I mean? Like legit. Yeah. I was like, oh yeah. And
now we're mad at the guys again.
I know, again. And I'm like, how come?
Why?
So
why
confused.
us?
I know, and it's completely normal and everything, but like imagine being able to just wake up.
It was amazing. I was a full man for a solid 6 months, y'all.
A full man for 6 months.
I'm not even kidding.
And here's the thing is that you had the cycle and you think that that's bad, and then you get pregnant. Yeah. And then it's like you can't even plan when you're going to be up and down. Because at least with the cycle, you know when you're up. So
yeah.
You know when you're going to go down, and you at least can see that coming. Yeah. At least prepare a little. Mm-hmm. You can't with pregnancy. You don't know. And sometimes you go like this in one day.
And in like an afternoon.
In an afternoon. Yeah. And you're like, what's the matter with me? Am I broken? Yeah. Do I need to be fixed? Something is off. And then you think that's bad. And then postpartum hits.
Oh,
And that's when you question literally everything. Yeah. It's not about does he love me anymore? It's, I know he doesn't love me. Yeah. I know for a fact that we are no longer in love, that this marriage is, it's wrong. It's not going to last. And like, why did I have this many kids? Yep. And like, why did I have this one? Everything just goes through your head. Like, I don't know. It's something else. I tell you what. No, but it was the funniest thing for them to be like, oh man, imagine being a guy. And I literally was like, weird.
Did you have hatred like through your heart right then?
Weird. What? It was just like a shock. And I was like, and then also I was like, then you have no excuse.
Yeah.
You can't be mean. Literally. I can be mean.
Yeah.
I have an excuse. Yeah. I have all the reasons. You, on the other hand,
what's your excuse?
Do not.
Why?
You do not have any reasons. Anyway, but as far as like marriage back then and now, you were saying something about how anniversaries are different.
My word.
Then versus now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what did you do for your anniversaries back then? Give us some ideas, because I don't think I even had a then. I think I'm always a now. And I'll explain what. Go ahead. Go tell me what you did.
So back in my earlier years, which wasn't that long ago.
It's not that long.
No, it really wasn't. Then I feel like there was like a lot of planning. Mm-hmm. Like there was months worth of like anticipation and planning, and like, we're going to do this and this and this, and booking things ahead of time, and just the prep work and the excitement that I'm still excited. Don't get me wrong. But nowadays, like, my anniversary is coming up in a couple days here, and I got nothing.
And you're like,
and we have 3 days. Like, we're going to have like a 3-day span, right? And literally, I've tried to sit down and talk with him a couple times and be like, you got any ideas here, bro? Like, could you help me out a little bit? He's like, no, you got it. Like, go ahead, just go, like, do whatever you massage this, whatever you want. I have nothing booked. Not a hotel booked. Nothing. I don't have we used to even do gifts. Or a card or something, you know?
Okay, see, this is what I'm saying. Like, I think I've always been a now.
What's a now? Nothing?
That's literally what my anniversary is about. Okay, no. It's not that bad. Because you're right. At the beginning, then it was a lot more like the anticipation even
Yeah.
of being like, we're
It's
coming
so
up on a
exciting.
year. Like, oh my
Yeah.
goodness, this is so insane.
Yeah.
And then like 2 years and 3. And when you hit that 5 year, you're like, wow, we've been married for a lifetime.
Yeah.
Like, whoa,
Wow,
this
babies.
is insane.
Yeah.
Right. So I definitely had that going on. But like, I am not like a super go out and party and do type of person. No.
You're not a partier? You can't hang out with me then.
I don't know. I just and maybe
You're just,
that's
like,
it. It's
simple,
just
like a
yeah,
dinner?
like
Okay.
okay. So I go to dinner. The hotel's nice. The movies sometimes we'll go to the theaters, but like I have seen some activities
Yeah.
for anniversaries, and I always think that's so cool. But how did you even come up with that? I wouldn't have even known to like look into something like that. I just am just, oh, you can do that? You know what I mean? Like, give me some ideas. I don't know what to do.
Yeah. I think that is there someone out there that will plan these things for you?
There has to be.
So that way it's a surprise for me and him. Like, here's your
Ooh.
itinerary.
Ooh,
You already have your
that
hotels
would
booked.
be cool.
Here's when your massages are. Like, I need a full.
That would be
thing.
cool because, like I said, for people like me who I don't even know. I don't
Yeah.
even know what the options are,
Yeah.
let alone how to figure out how to book it, how to, arrange it and everything. So if I could just go to somebody and be like, this is the kind of vibe that I'm feeling for this year,
Yeah.
go. Wouldn't that be nice?
I've got a friend I've got in mind, actually.
Wow.
She books everything. You know who you are.
Okay.
I need you. She knows it.
And then you need to make her step up
I'm
and
literally
like
my
announce and
brain's
be
going
like,
right now, spinning.
this is a thing. We're going to start doing this.
Your name starts with an A, and I need you right now. I'll be texting you right after this.
We'll make
Okay.
this happen.
Yeah.
But I want to know, do you guys, if you're married, if you've been married, okay, so here's the first question. If you are married, how long have you been married? And what are the kind of differences that you notice versus like unless you're newlywed? Tell me how great life
romantic
is.
it all is. We're not trying to ruin anything
it's
for you.
not.
It's all great.
No, and here's the thing. It only gets better.
It really does.
It really does.
It really
only
does.
gets better.
Yeah.
Because for me, but that's all I'm saying is comment how long you've been married, comment what kinds of activities you do for your anniversary, whether it's the beginning of your marriage or now, because first of all, I need ideas.
Yeah.
My anniversary is in the summer.
Yeah.
And, I'd like to start making some sort of plans because I literally never do. And that would be nice to have it all planned out and figured out. So give me some ideas and like, tell me what the difference is that you've noticed in your relationship, your marriage and anniversary celebrations and everything. But dang it, what was I going to say?
Pregnancy brain.
I think it's just brain at this point.
Just
I don't
who we
think
are.
I don't think
I
I
have
can
no
blame
excuses.
it on the
It's been
pregnancy
years.
anymore. I think it's just the way that it is.
We're just
now.
afraid.
But no, now let's talk about having kids. First kid, all the way to the 10th kid.
Yeah.
Those of you who have had 10 kids, I know that's like a good chunk of y'all. I'm just kidding. No, few and far between, right? Okay, so your first baby.
Yep. He was perfect.
He was perfect.
He was perfect.
Just absolutely, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. He was a good one.
First pregnancies, then. Let's start at that point. Did you feel like it was easy? Pregnancy?
I felt like I was almost, I don't know, like almost in a fog because you don't know
Okay.
what's going. It's like kind of like your first labor, right? Because
Yeah.
you don't know what to expect. You're kind of like, what is this? And yeah, so for my first pregnancy, I definitely felt the sickness. I was extremely tired,
Yes.
but you have the luxury of
Being
able to be tired.
to nap whenever
Yeah.
you want or to sleep.
Yeah.
And yeah, I remember coming home from work and just being able to just lay down.
Yeah.
Just go to sleep. Nobody was waiting on me for dinner. Nobody,
Yeah.
But the sickness was ridiculous
Yeah.
during the first one. And I think it's because I didn't know, you don't know what's coming. You don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
And so when it hit, it was more like a, whoa. what is this?
Yeah.
Is this normal? Is this like,
Right.
really? And then at the same time, part of me was like, this is so cool.
Yeah.
Because I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
Right? And you can just be sick and just be like, oh, I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
You know that, like in Mean Girls, I can't go out. I'm sick.
Yeah.
You know?
That's
And so
me.
I was like pulling that a lot because I could, and I was pregnant, and it was so cool. So the sickness wasn't like that big of a deal, but I did let it get me in that I believe one of the biggest reasons, at least for my body, why I get sick so much during the beginning of pregnancy is because I'm not eating on a regular schedule. Okay. So I'm like, I noticed at least with myself, if I'm eating multiple small meals throughout the day, it doesn't get me as bad.
Yeah.
If I eat high protein, it doesn't get me as bad.
Right.
If I just basically like suck it up and it doesn't matter if I want to eat it or if it sounds good or whatever, I'm just going to do it anyway. Just make it happen.
Wow.
I don't deal with sickness that bad. I didn't know that the first time.
Yeah.
But I remember starting to figure it out because I was like, every time that I'm home, I feel awful. I'm so sick. Every time I go to mom's house, she has food.
She's feeding me.
And I didn't have to make it.
Yeah.
And you don't have to think about it or smell it or anything. You just walk in and there's food there. So you, before you even can think about anything, you just eat it.
Yeah.
And so I remember going to my mom's and being like, I feel great here.
This is amazing.
This
Should I move in?
I know. This is okay. This is good. I can do this. And then I would go home and it was right back there. And I just, it was so bad. I remember like living off of popsicles because it was the only thing that I could do or eat that wouldn't
Trigger it.
you know? And I remember getting food and having a popsicle right there with me and being like, okay, eat the popsicle, eat as much food as I could at the moment, and then put it away, and then just finish off with the popsicle and be like, okay,
Survived that
I
meal.
think I'm good. And it was never an actual meal, but it just, you know.
Yeah, enough to
Now, sickness. I'm like, what's that?
It was time
Ain't
for
nobody
that.
had time for that.
Yeah.
You know, you just handle it so differently.
Yeah.
And I will say this pregnancy for me has been different in that I was like super nauseous.
Yeah.
But like I said, now I know how to fix it.
Yeah.
So it was more just like, oh, I was busy with the kids.
Yeah.
So I wasn't watching to make sure that I ate when I was supposed to, or I let myself be picky and be like, I don't really want to eat that. And then I just wouldn't eat. And then, you know, starts a vicious cycle.
So you kind of take better care of yourself in the later pregnancies.
Yeah,
More.
I think so.
Even though like in your earlier, like first few, then you don't have as much on your plate probably.
You'd seem like you had more time.
Yeah.
Even.
But I feel like it's like you almost just get over it. The babying yourself almost. And you're like, hey, just like even a couple kids in, then I would cook a meal and I'd be like, oh, I can't eat it because I cooked it. Right? That syndrome.
Yeah.
And I used to just like suffer and like feel so bad and be like, I don't know what to do. And now I'm like, I just go to Chipotle and just get myself a burrito.
Yep.
And there's no guilt there. And I'm just like, I'm taking care of myself. And you just kind of
You do what you
grow
have
out
to
of
do.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Without any guilt either.
Yeah. That's the thing. I think everything changes. And I actually really like my pregnancies now versus then.
Yeah.
Except I wish I would have enjoyed the no pain part. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
My body hurts.
Oh, being older. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It hurts.
Yeah.
And to carry babies, they're so heavy.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
it's just, it gets to that point where I'm like, ow.
Yeah.
And I don't remember this ever being a thing in my first
Really?
3.
I remember noticing
No.
every single ligament pain. And I remember going
Okay, so like
to the midwife and
pulls
being
things
like
that.
what's going on
Yeah.
every single thing, like text constantly, like every
Yeah, I
single
did
day.
do that. But like this is a different type of pain. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
We've graduated.
I know what you're
Because
we
my
all,
first
y'all
ones,
know.
my first ones, I remember I remember my father-in-law saying, you need to make sure that you're active. You need to walk daily.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh,
That's not fun.
okay. So then I would do it, right? And I would walk and I would notice that I would feel better, obviously, physically. I would feel better when I would walk. And so I made it a regular part of life, but I could walk.
Yeah.
that's the thing.
Yeah.
In my first pregnancy, I could walk.
Yeah.
And so he was like, oh, walk. Okay, I can do this. I can walk. Now I'm like,
I know. I feel it right now.
I'm waddling.
Uh-huh.
But I'm not walking anymore. It doesn't look cute. No, I know. And here's the funniest thing is that I remember looking at older moms, right? And by older moms, I just mean moms who have had lots of kids and being like, they waddle.
I'm gonna hold myself together.
No, and I'm like, I would never.
Yeah.
I would die before I would waddle in public.
Yeah.
Now look at me.
Here we are.
Here we are.
I feel like we get a lot of those moments.
You do.
You like all you judgy young moms. It's coming.
It's coming, and you think that you can prevent? No, it's a thing. And we don't waddle because it's funny. We don't waddle to try to be like the
exaggerating it. Yeah,
pregnant mom or whatever. Yeah, it hurts.
It literally is.
It is physically
poking
painful.
Your belly out. I know
my
the whole
back
thing.
hurts. My pelvis hurts. My bones hurt. Everything hurts. And literally for me, so like and this is great fun for anybody who is just starting pregnancy. You're going to feel great now, but have a couple of kids. This is going to sink in
Loosen
real
things
quick.
up a little bit.
But you have your pelvis, right? You have your back of your pelvis, and it comes up in the front and meets together. And then you have like a piece of, what do they call it? It's not bone.
Ligaments?
Maybe it's ligaments. I don't know. Cartilage? I think that's what it is,
okay.
right? So there's something in the front of your pelvis. Now, when you've been pregnant so many times, your body gets really good at getting ready for labor. So you have the hormones, the relaxin, everything that kind of loosens up your joints. Mine works really well and they get really loose. So then as I walk and move, all of these joints are just moving all over the place.
Yep.
So literally it feels like the front of my pelvis is going every time that I'm walking. The bones are just rubbing against each other. And so when you see me waddle, don't laugh at me. First of all, know that I'm in significant amount of pain. And then just say, oh, I feel you, because that will make me feel better.
Ouch.
The other day I was waddling and it was like getting bad because I had been up on my feet a lot that day. And Wade tells me, hey, it's like those geese on Aristocats. He said we'll play the song as the geese are.
Oh boy. See, back in your younger years, that would have been a divorce. He knows he can get away with it now, though.
I know. So now he's just like, oh, like the geese on Aristocats. And I'm like,
you're mean, but it is funny.
I know. Like, I was like, I can't laugh because that was so mean. But
and
like,
he needs to know how mean it was.
Right. But then like, how could I not laugh? That was pretty good.
That was a good one.
That was pretty good. Okay.
Welcome to later marriage. Isn't it funner?
It is so.
Like,
that's
you
what
can
I
laugh
say.
at
Like
yourself.
it gets so much better because then you can just be like chill.
Yeah.
You know, you can say
And
whatever
your
you
pride's
want.
so much like so far gone. You're just like
It's just gone.
you are good. Yeah. No.
Yeah, that one was a good one.
I'll up you on that though. Like it's coming.
Exactly.
Which is part of the fun.
It's so fun. Anyway, so that's pregnancies for you.
Yeah.
Now having the babies, I feel like when we say labor,
These poor later kids.
I know, because I remember with my first labor, nobody could know.
There's no way.
There's no way any person can know what you're walking into before you have a baby. You just can't.
Yeah.
Maybe I won't use the word pain because I know that a lot of people
Hypnobirthing
it's
a lie.
Pain. It is a lie.
It is a flat out lie.
Because the amount of pain that you are going to feel. I
don't know if you're allowed to scare these poor little young.
You cannot mentally imagine. There's no way you can know what's coming.
Yeah, I remember doing. There's a class called hypnobirthing. It teaches you like hypnotic, a way to like get into that phase, I guess.
Yeah.
What would you call it? That
It's like to
put your mind there.
Detach from kind of what's happening.
You're floating.
Yeah. To your body and just like mentally.
Just let it do its thing.
Just, like separate your mind from your body and just be like, okay, it's just opening up.
Yeah,
I remember
like
don't they say like opening up like a flower, you just and then it's just, there you go, it's opening up. And the cervix is ripening and it's opening. And they make it sound so beautiful and easy.
Clean.
And clean. And like you literally can just go away from what's happening.
It's all peaceful.
Yeah.
No.
I tried because I did the same thing. I took that hypnobirthing class and I was like, whatever, I got this. Like, this is going to be so easy. They even show birth videos of women doing this and it's real life for them.
Yeah.
And they figured it out and it looks like it's easy. So I'm like, oh, I've got this, right? I can get myself through it.
Why didn't everybody take this class?
I know. Oh, that's why everybody hates birthing, right? Yeah. And I'm thinking, because my first was a home birth, so obviously no pain meds, nothing. It's just go for it.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting there, and as soon as they start coming, I'm like, ooh, a contraction. This is exciting. This is so cool. Okay, party. I went and got all the treats for everybody who was going to be at my birth. We were just going to hang out. I had a movie going. We were just chatting everything. And then it starts to really set in, and I'm like, what is happening? Yeah. Like, turn it off.
Something is wrong.
I know. And then every time that they're checking, we can't even feel it. It's so far back there. Like, you're a 2, you're a 1, you're barely even starting, and you're like,
I thought the baby's almost here.
You're like, barely even starting? What? No. How are
and then
you
the panic sets in.
Yes. It really does. Yeah. And then for me, it was like every single contraction that would come, it was so, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. And then you just like, tense and pull away from it and everything because you're like, make it stop. Yeah. And I remember telling my husband when he'd be like, how's it going? How you doing? And I was like,
not good.
Next time you take me to the hospital and give me an epidural. Yeah. I'm not doing this again.
Ever.
And he was like, he's a first time dad too, right? So he's like, what do I do?
Is she dying? Someone
like,
help.
He's like, oh no, you've got this. Like, he's doubting himself, obviously.
And he's like, we did something really wrong here.
For me, I know, for me looking at him, I'm like, I've got this.
Do you know what's happening?
Don't tell me I've got. You don't know.
Yeah.
You know? Oh, it was just an experience, wasn't that? Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was great.
And all the cute prep work that you did. You remember looking over the crib, and it has all the cute stuff in it.
And I made a nursery.
Mm-hmm. Like, what is that?
What is that? Like, it was so cute.
And your whole diaper bag was all packed.
The whole diaper bag.
You even packed diapers.
In the diaper bag for everything. When you need to go somewhere with your baby.
You had all the binkies boiled. All the clothes were pre-washed.
Yes, they were. Yeah. And in hanging the drawers. And I remember before I had the baby just going out there and just picking outfits and just, I couldn't wait. And
so cute. And outfits, by the way.
Yes.
Picking out like matching sets, jeans.
Yes. Jeans on a newborn.
Oh,
yes.
Man.
Yep, I did that
shoes.
Too. For all those times that your newborn's going to be like super fashionable and everything.
Yeah. Now back to reality.
I know.
I feel like great. On my last video, I didn't even pack. No. Okay. So I feel like there's like a middle stage and then there's a me stage. There's like after.
That's the thing. And I don't know what stage I'm in yet. Yeah. At this point. Are you
prepped? Well, let's decide where you're at. Have you packed a bag?
No, I haven't.
Okay, you're in the middle stage. Okay. Have you bought? Do you have like your? Oh, I guess you don't know what you're having.
I haven't done anything.
I feel like we all know what she's having.
Do you?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I feel like it's a boy.
Do you?
Yeah.
I don't know what I feel like it is. I try not to guess because then what's the point in a surprise baby if I'm going to try to figure it out, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I try not to. Yeah. To try to figure it out. But I will admit I keep calling it a he.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the fact that I have 2 boys before this one. you know.
No, I feel like I'm always wrong, so I bet it's going to be a girl then.
You're always wrong.
I'm always wrong. Okay.
Okay.
Not in life. I'm always right in life, but like guessing genders, I'm always wrong. Just that one
I'm
spot.
usually right. So that's why I'm not guessing.
Okay.
Because I don't know.
I don't know.
So, but no, I haven't prepped anything. I don't even know like where I'm giving birth yet. Because I have this goal that I want to do it at home again. As I really liked my home births.
Okay.
But then my last 4 have been in the hospital. And so then like I don't even know where I'm giving birth. Okay.
Well, don't try to make a plan. You're just going to go with your
for
gut
it.
feeling. Yeah.
But I will say, if I go into labor all by myself, naturally, I'm staying home because I don't think that I will make it to the hospital.
Because they're so fast.
Yeah.
Nice.
My typical labors are about an hour to 2 hours.
Wow.
So I'm like, really don't want to have a baby on the side of the road.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, that could be fun though.
I don't think
Would
it would
you
be
film
fun.
it?
I
Please?
probably would.
Please,
Please.
For me, we don't have, not for y'all, but for me.
You want to watch it?
Do you remember watching A Baby Story? And like, remember it was the wedding story on like TLC?
No.
It's like or She Said Yes to the Dress or something. I think it was called A Wedding something. And then I remember watching that and like when I was getting married or before I got married and then moving to like the baby mode and throughout all my babies. And that's what we did. I had it on silent. It's on complete silence. It really is. Look, it's complete silent. Look.
I believe you. It's okay.
No.
So baby story.
Okay, so before you got married, then it was always like a wedding story. And then I remember being obsessed with the baby stories while I was pregnant.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like birth vlogs? Well,
yeah,
that was
they
before that
would
was a
film
thing,
them while they were pregnant, and then they would actually film them like up in
Yeah.
the hospital having their babies. And I was just like, it was like, it's all I watched.
Yeah.
I loved it.
I do still do that
Yeah.
like now because so in my recommends, YouTube is awesome. It recommends you things like you're just, you know.
Yeah.
So in my recommends, then I saw a recommend for a birth vlog. And she had her baby in the hospital with no pain meds, and she had hers in the shower.
Yeah.
Standing.
Wow.
And I was like, how?
Yeah.
How does one do this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
You've not done other
No.
things? Have
I
you
don't
done
know
a
if I
water
could.
birth?
I've never done a water birth.
Oh, they're amazing.
I've heard. And
I
that's why I'm
snuck
like,
one of
okay,
those
I kind of want to try this, you know.
Water birth's great.
That would be kind of fun.
Yeah.
But like, because some people will say they'll walk around during labor too.
Oh, yeah.
I can't.
You're a bed
I
one?
can't stand.
Really?
No. Once I stand, I feel like it's going to come out. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like,
so you've never a lot of people are walking to try to progress things.
So I remember I
get through
did
the
that
pain.
with one of mine. I went to the hospital and I had to get induced because the baby was in stress.
Yeah.
But because I walked into the hospital, I just could not get labor to start. But I walked into the hospital at a 5. The baby was already like right there, station 0, almost at a +1. Okay,
my word.
mind you,
That's why she's waddling.
right there, like right there. It was painful. 5, baby was right there, and so I said, before you start the Pitocin, can you try to break the water first, just to see if it'll get things
Just see if
going?
the baby will fall out.
Exactly. So they're like, yeah, sure, go for it. So they broke the water, and I'm still not feeling anything. Nothing is happening. Everything is fine. And I'm at a 5, now at a 6, because she just broke the water. So then there you go. Yeah. But no contractions. Nothing. I don't feel anything except obviously a baby
pressure.
right there.
Yeah.
So she's like, do you want to get up and walk? And I'm like, well, yeah, I want to try to get something going. So I'm walking around the hospital. Waddling around the hospital at a very fast pace, trying to get something going.
Yeah.
As soon as it started.
Yeah.
And it was like, boom, hard, fast. Everything was just,
Yeah.
and I couldn't walk.
Yeah.
So then when people are like, oh yeah, you just walk through them. And I'm like,
No.
how?
You must have like
It
a
hurts.
huge amount of relaxing or something.
Something, I don't know, but I cannot stand up. Like as soon as they started, I was like, ow, 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 ow. go. Like it was bad.
Yep.
And then I got back into my room and asked him to get in the tub. As soon as I got on the tub, I was like, okay, but I just mentally wasn't there. So I was like, just give me the epidural. I don't care. I'm not doing this.
You got an epidural at like what? Were you an 8?
Basically.
Aww.
So I got it just in time for the baby to come out, all by himself, mind you. Because nobody believed me when I said, I think the baby is right there coming out. And they're like, you were just barely at a 6 the last time we checked. We just barely checked you at a 6. And I'm like, I can feel it.
You don't know
I
these
have the epidural.
Six-time mothers, do you?
I know. I'm like, I know I have the epidural and I know you don't believe me, but I promise the baby is right there.
Could you just peek?
I know. So I told her and she's like, well, let me go get somebody. So she walks out to the door. And in the meantime, I'm like feeling super nauseous because transition, and especially when you can't feel the pain as much when you have the epidural, transition is very... like it makes you nauseous. It makes you really sick. And so I remember telling her, like, give me something to puke in and I'm like, all these things. If you should have caught on to something. This is telltale signs of the baby is coming. It's right there. And she just wasn't picking up on it. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm like, okay, I gotta puke. And so then she gives me the bag, and now I feel the baby's feet up here kick and go whoosh, and the movement of everything just and so then I'm like and then I gag. Obviously that was just enough pressure to pop. There he went. Right out there. Then the nurses come running in. He's off the monitors. Let's check and make sure that we can get these monitors back.
He's actually here.
It's because he's out.
Oh my goodness.
So I pulled the blanket off and they're like, the baby. And I'm like, the baby. Yeah, I told you it was coming. Anyway, so that was
at least you had someone there. My little Leighton.
She just wasn't gonna wait.
Nope, she did not wait. I had labored the day before, and they came and checked me. Don't you hate that, calling everybody over and it's faults and not faults, but they're like, give it some time.
I did that.
Yeah. So then I wake up the next morning, like 5:30, 6 a.m. And I remember it was just a beautiful morning. Like the sun was coming in. It was a home birth on that one. And I went into I was at mom's house. So I was in the bathroom and I was like, okay, I'm getting in the tub. And I'm like, I was just so happy for some reason that morning. And everybody's looking at me like, yeah, right. She's not having a baby. Yeah. So I got up out of the tub. And we had called the midwife and she's like, can I stop and eat breakfast first? I'm like, if you want to. Like, I don't know, like things are kind of going here. But at the same time, I was so chill and relaxed that everybody's like, we'll see if this is the day. Got up out of the tub and
we've definitely got time, right?
Yeah. The way I was acting.
Right.
Went to use the restroom, which is just like 15 feet away. And I was like, oh, there's a head. And my mom's like, no, it's fine. Like, we've been through this. We know what's going on. Like that's the baby coming down. And my husband looks down and he's like, nope, that's definitely a little face. So they spread out a bunch of towels, laid me down. And I was just like, I was literally just laughing the whole time. Like, this is amazing. Goodness. It was so good. So maybe hypnobirthing does work some of the time. I'm not going to bash it that bad, but not for your first.
Only because you just can never know, what to expect. Yep. But I remember like prepping so well with my first. Yeah. And now I'm like,
now what do you really need? What do you actually, you just need some string to tie that cord in a suction bulb. You're good to go.
There you go.
Maybe some like special tincture drops so you don't bleed out and die. Those are always nice.
Maybe a little bit of that too. But like honestly, mentally prepping, it's not happening. No, nothing.
Because you're not going to think about that.
Everything's just like, we'll get to it.
Yeah.
We'll get there. It's coming. Whether I want it to or not. Sometimes though it does get to me and I'm like, whoa, what am I doing?
That's why I feel like we don't think about. We need to put like before we film all this, like we need to put an insert. Like if you are a first time mother, do not watch this episode. Don't do it.
Because we don't want to panic you or anything.
You'll be fine.
Birth is great. It's going to be fine.
Your hypnobirthing it'll work.
But I am curious, any of you who have had kids before, did your first birth go the way that you thought it was going to?
No.
Did it? Mm-mm. That's the question.
Yeah.
Mine did not.
How long was your first?
9 hours.
I was a 4-hour. I was amazing.
For your first?
Yeah.
What?
But it was like, I felt like I was blocked out the whole time.
I was going to say, was it brutal then?
It was,
No, it wasn't. Sorry, guys. No, it wasn't.
It was fine.
Birth is great.
I remember looking up at my mom though and being like, can we trade places? And she thought I meant like literally like, oh, you want me to lay in the bed? Like, oh. And I was like, I don't want to do this. Like
like you take
and
it
you
from
literally
me.
think that's an option. Like, I don't want to. Like,
You're
no.
like, can I stop?
Yeah.
Can I back out of this?
Yeah.
I changed my mind.
Yeah.
I don't want to have a baby.
Yeah. And I'm like a pro baby laborer. Like I'm an expert.
You have babies
good? Well, I'm good at it. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But like, I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not, I can't imagine you 9-hour people.
It was tough. I'll admit.
I'm not doing that.
It was tough. That was my longest one.
My second was worse though. Again, you first time people don't watch this, but the second is worse.
Really?
The second
My
is
second
worse.
was
I tell
a
everybody.
dream. Yeah. My second was an hour and a half.
Nope.
And it was at home. Everything was just so perfect, so smooth.
Yeah.
I think it's just because I mentally knew what was coming.
Yeah.
And I did know how to get myself into that mindset of like, okay, we're having this baby.
Yeah.
Whereas the first one, I was like, nope, I'm not doing this.
Well, you're all excited and then it hits and you're like,
I think that's
take
why
it
it
back.
drug out.
Yeah.
Is because I was like, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
So I sat at a 3 for 8 hours. And then as soon as I mentally said, okay, yeah, fine, I'll do it, I went from 3 to 10. Boom.
Wow.
And then there was the baby. Didn't push very long. Like, it went really well. So I was like, okay, the second time around, at least now I know. And I'll get into that mindset right at the beginning.
Yeah.
So we can just be
get
done.
this over with. Yeah.
And it worked. And I was like, okay, and this is cool.
Are you like one of those quiet ones? I remember on my
I was
second
the
being up at
first
the
two.
hospital and they're like, they're whispering to each other like, she screamed. Like, I was like, am I not allowed to make noise?
Really?
I'm like a baller. Like I
My
cry the
first-
whole time.
Okay, so at the beginning of my first one, then I was a little bit like, not quiet.
Yeah.
At the end, I was quiet. The second one, I was quiet. After that, then I was normal. But then I think the fifth one, then I was like,
Loud.
I'm done. I don't want to
You're
do
really
this.
upset,
This is
yeah.
so stupid. Why did I say I could do this? Why did I think I could do this? Because I decided I was going to do it without an epidural after having an epidural a couple of times.
Yeah.
And so then I was like, I'm going to go all natural. During it, I was like, who let me do this?
It was Wade for sure.
Who was the one?
Blame it all on him. Everything is their
He was
fault
the
when you're in
one.
labor. It is
He
all your
was
husband's
the
fault.
one. I
Yeah,
know.
they put you in this position.
But I remember looking up at him and being like, I don't care what I said. Get me the
was
epidural.
lying.
Give it to me right now. And he was like, okay.
Whatever you say.
So he tells the doctor, like, can you get the epidural? And they're like,
It's a little late.
too late.
You chose this. At least he's good about it. My husband's like, no,
You
this
were
is
the
what you
one.
said. He's like, he is my back. Like, he's like going to make sure my wishes are like fully. That's not what you said.
I know. So then he comes back to me and he's like, it's coming. He tells me it's coming.
Oh, he's good. He's a good one. He's smart.
So I'm like, okay, I think I could do this. And then after a couple of them, the doctor's like, no, it's not coming. Like, you just have to go. You just have to do it. And I was like, panic set in. Because at this point, there's no turning back. Like, you just have to go.
Yeah.
You know? So that's great.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to have a baby in a month. So
This is
fun.
probably a great episode for you.
No.
Don't watch this one, Olivia.
No, I'm not going to watch it back.
Okay.
Anyway, but life back then versus life now has, significantly changed, but for the better.
So you wouldn't go back and relive that? Because I wouldn't.
The first,
Yeah.
No, I like my life now.
I like my life now.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's no stress. It's happy.
I'm not there.
Nobody cares about anything anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like Tia says. You just don't have to care.
I
Just
gotta
feel
find
nothing.
that. I'm gonna make a pill.
Just have
Shut it down.
no emotions.
Yeah.
Then life is great.
It was amazing.
That's it for this episode. thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with us. I hope you had a good time, and I hope we didn't scare you first time moms too bad.
You'll be fine.
You're going to be great. It's going to be great.